Okay. I think that's good. Okay. What's up? Hello. I'm back. I really suck at this time management thing and making videos, keeping on track with what I say I want to do. So not only that, school this quarter was so hard that I have not put out a video. So I am, sorry, I'm dropping stuff. I'm back to give you guys a little update. So I just finished my summer quarter and I will do another video explaining how that went. Let me just say it was the hardest quarter ever. It was so hard. I felt like I've worked hard, but not as hard. I worked so hard this quarter and still didn't get what I really wanted. I'll save that for another video. This video though is for all of my TTC followers. I am still on that journey. I am going to tell you what's been going on the last couple of months and give you a little update. And yeah, so stay tuned. I wonder if that could be like my thing. Okay, sorry. So weird. Let me start by saying this video will be extra TMI probably and a little bit graphic for some viewers. So if you guys don't want to hear about menstrual cycles, bleeding, discharge, things of that type of nature, I'd probably click off now. So that's my warning. Let's talk about this journey, guys. So I got pregnant, had a miscarriage at 6 weeks. Or 6.5 weeks, and that bleeding lasted probably 2 weeks, if that, maybe a week and a half. From my miscarriage last 2 weeks, and then 4 weeks later I got another cycle. I got pregnant the month later, so I got pregnant after 1 cycle. And I was of course really nervous because obviously I had come off of a miscarriage, and so of course I was calling the doctor's office like a crazy person. And at this point, I was no longer with my RE. So in the beginning, my first time getting pregnant, I was with my RE. I got an ultrasound at 6 weeks to be discharged from her to go to a regular OB. Well, this time, since I had already been with my OB because I went in for my 7-week appointment with my OB, and that's when I found out I had the first miscarriage. So once I had my cycle and I got pregnant again, I didn't need to go back to my RE. So I went to my OB, and she's like, well, you know, we'll see you in 8 weeks. And I was just like, 8 weeks, but mind you, I found it at 4. So I found out at 4 weeks, like right when I was supposed to get my next cycle. Apparently that's when I learned that when you are pregnant, you don't go in until 8 weeks if it's a normal pregnancy. So I did wait that 8 weeks, and during that time I had very little symptoms, bloating and gas, and that was it, maybe constipation if that. So nothing really too bad. And I had my levels checked, you know, twice, and they were rising appropriately, so everything looked great. And so they told me not to come in again until 8 weeks, and my progesterone was good as well, so I didn't even need the suppositories. And so I was, you know, no bleeding, no spotting, no cramping. So I went in for my 8-week appointment, me and my boyfriend, and oh my gosh, stop. Sorry, my dog is insane. Anyways, so I went in for my 8-week appointment. Once we got in there and she's looking around, and I'm in nursing school, so it doesn't take, I kind of knew when she put the probe in and I didn't see anything. I was like, okay, yeah, something's wrong, because you should immediately see, like we saw that, like you immediately saw the sac. That was all you saw. New intern to the doctor or something like that. So she's looking around. She's like, I'm just going to take a couple of pictures here. It's like, all right. And then I just said it for her because I felt so bad. I could tell that she was a little uncomfortable. She said she was waiting on a doctor to come. And you could tell she was just really uncomfortable. Like she was just kind of like, ooh, you know, like didn't want to say anything and was hoping I didn't say anything, but I did. So I'm like, shouldn't you see something by now? And she's like, yeah, I'm going to have the doctor come in and look a little closer to just make sure. And I was like, so of course I've been researching and Googling it up. So I'm like, so is it a blighted ovum? And she's like, it's looking that way, and I'm just gonna get the doctor to make sure. It sounds weird, but since I've been trying for so long and I've had a lot of letdowns, it wasn't as bad as a letdown as I thought it was gonna be. I was just kind of like, all right, well, you know, it hurt my feelings, of course, and I was sad and I cried and things like that, but my boyfriend was amazing and super supportive, and I had really good friends at the time too, or still do, but I had really good friends to take my mind off of it, and so I was not as sad or upset. So the sac was still growing, which is why I hadn't miscarried or anything yet. I went into the office and we sat down and talked with her about the results and everything. And what she does is she says, you know, you can wait. You have a couple options here, depending on what happens. You can wait for a miscarriage, which can take up until 12 weeks if it happens naturally. You could use the pill, which was called Cytotec, or you could have a D&C. I've had multiple surgeries, and honestly I didn't want to do a D&C because I felt like at the time, like, well, if I want to have more children at some point, I'm going to have another laparoscopy. I'm going to have another something for endometriosis. I prefer not to have a D&C too. So I just was like, oh, okay. Even though that could clean everything out, I just felt like I didn't want to go the surgical route. So I said, okay, fine, I'll do the Cytotec. Y'all. So I took the Cytotec, which was 4 pills, equaling I think 800 milligrams altogether. You insert into your vagina and it'll start slowly as a normal cycle, and you'll have some cramping and take some Tylenol for, you know, just to make sure for any cramping and things like that. Or she told me Motrin actually. I go home and I waited 3 days for it to happen on its own, and it wasn't. So I did not want to go back into school, you know, bleeding and all that kind of stuff. So I said, let me just take it. Let's be clear, okay? She should have never sent me home with Cytotec without some type of pain medicine. Endometriosis, so I deal with really bad cramps. So I was just kind of like, oh god, this is gonna be like, you know, a really bad cycle. So I take some Motrin. Listen, y'all, within the 3rd hour, where I was in so much pain, it was like unbearable. I was home with my sister at the time. So, but if, Clyde, stop it. If she had not been here, I definitely would have called 911. Or I would have, I don't even know if I would have, I probably would have drove to the hospital because calling 911 is a little extreme. But, I mean, guys, the amount of pain I was in was insane. I should have been sent home with some Percocet, some Vicodin, some morphine, like something extreme, because that pain was awful. So this is how bad it got. And they don't tell you that of Cytotec is nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Okay. Now just imagine, but you're going through everything, and so you kind of have to push everything out. You're literally in labor. You're having contractions. You have to breathe. You're not pushing out a 39 and 38 week baby, but your cervix still does have to dilate, and it's more dilation than what you're used to. So it feels like labor. You're contracting. It was the worst pain. Scale of 1 to 10, I'd say 8 as far as the cramps. So I had to get into the shower because it was so bad. Like, I was in so much pain. So I got into the shower, and we have the kind that you can pull down. I had to lay in the shower and just let everything come out. And she's just showering. She's just, you know, spraying my back. It was insane, y'all. It lasted about 2 hours. The pain through that, the bleeding was very scant. Like, we didn't even have to wear a pad. I could have probably wore a panty liner because it was really kind of like more like spotty. Long story short, Cytotec experience was one of the worst experiences, yet one of the most grateful experiences that I've had in my life, because it truly prepared me for the thought of labor. I know that's probably nothing like what labor is going to be like, but it was nothing like what I thought labor would feel like. So I kind of got like a little bit of a taste of what it would be like, and it was completely different. And so I'm kind of happy that I had that, because I don't know if I could have did that. I would have been like, labor is going to be insane. Let's just say that. So that I could give you guys, those of you that are hopefully, you know, if you have to go through this experience, at least you can be prepared. The biggest thing is you want to have pain medicine. If you're not just ibuprofen or Motrin, that's not going to work. Even the 800 milligrams is not going to work. Pain medicine. You don't want to be alone. If you can have someone with you just in case you pass out from the pain, God forbid. But, you know, just some support. I would imagine that my journey would be this long for TTC, or I'd be going through all these different things, but I know that once I do have my baby, I will be so grateful and so blessed and so happy. I will be back with more videos, more updates, and I'm so happy I'm back. Like, I really am back this time. Excited to share with you guys some of the things that I've been doing and school and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. and keep watching. I'm gonna record a video right after this about my school experience, so stay tuned.